Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect Ahlman, the builder and tinker of things, Jomi, the algorithm Adeniran, but also the explainer, because you've been explaining it a little bit lately, Jomi. You're doing your thing, the builder, tinker, rigger of things. Old man Van here, the receding resurgent hairline, Cold Baby Chuck, 24-karat closer. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. We'll be right back after this. Okay, so follow us on socials. At the Midnight Boys Pod on Insta and TikTok. At Ringerverse on Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Jomi.
Well, before you really interrupted me about my WNBA love, that was exactly what happened. We're not talking about our socials today. We're talking about your socials today. Why did you do Joel Anderson like that?
Joel. Oh, no, I didn't do Joel Anderson like anything.
You did, though.
Ringer Tailgate went to UCLA. Shout out to the people at UCLA. We got a tour of all the facilities there. They said that we can come back whenever we want. So I feel like the Midnight Boys should go to UCLA. They got great facilities there. You don't want to go.
No.
They got a great weight room. They got like the whole deal. Like we were there at UCLA. It was a lot of fun. And then Joel decided he wanted to line up for a one-on-one against Tate. He got cooked and he fell.
Play the video.
Put the video in.
Got him. Hey, you pushed off. You pushed off. I'm tired.
That's what happened. We'll probably play a video of
But here's the thing: you put Joe on the jumbotron screen. That is crazy.
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
That's your boy. Why did you do him like that, man?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, this was taped, and this is so funny that you are saying this when you know content is king.
Content is king.
Now the reality is that it doesn't matter how many times that Billy or Tate or myself were to beat Joel in a one-on-one rep. Joel played college football at TCU. Joel's a legit athlete, was a track star, state champion, fastest 10-year-old in the country back in 1967. So
how old is Joe now?
He's only a couple years older than me.
It's crazy, man.
But look, now people are talking about it. Joe lost because poor technique and flipping his hips. He played too upright, which didn't help with the hips. And why is he playing in jeans? I'm serious. You have to delete. That's a future president. That's what they're saying. A lot of people.
That's the future president.
Yeah, like look, I mean, you guys can look at it right now. Billy puts his foot in the dirt. Boom!
He's gone.
Right,
It's not funny. It's not funny, Joe. I'm sorry.
He's all right. He wasn't injured. He's fine.
Oh,
there was some thoughts of maybe there's some lingering injuries there.
Oh,
but Joel was like unhinged and unleashed in the UCLA facilities.
What's he now?
Just walking around, like we walking around. We walk up and down hall, and they having meetings and stuff. Joel, the cornerback's in here. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Get out that motherfucking meeting.
It's like, what? You're gonna pad up?
I saw some stuff written on the board. I know they scheme.
That's crazy.
We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can watch every Midnight Boys and House of Art episode on youtube.com/@Ringerverse and also on Spotify programming. On Friday, the House of Art revisits The Dark Knight. Next Wednesday, Midnight Boys give their instant reactions to the series finale of The Boys. But on today, Chuck, okay, lock in, Chuck.
Oh, nah.
Oh, nah.
Oh, Coke Baby is back.
Hold on.
Coke Baby is back. Fuck you.
Now, I want you guys to understand how I can feel his energy.
Yeah, fuck you.
You knew what was happening.
Lock in, Chuck.
Wait. Before we get to him, though, because it's coming, you got to show the people your shirt. What shirt are you wearing?
Oh, well.
All right.
You guys love. Hold on. That's
they
smart.
can't see. You got to put the laptop.
You can't. You guys can see. Look, check it out.
Yo, you're such a fucking troll.
I'm not a troll.
You're such a
big time
fucking
I'm not a troll. I tried to get a Thrag one, but they didn't have one.
Is Thrag on this shirt?
Is this? I thought that was Thrag.
Wait, was Thrag on this season?
Thrag on the season?
Thrag was on the season.
They had Thrag on it?
What's what you at this point? You just showing off on the audience right now, man.
I told you guys.
San Diego Comic Con. I'm going as Thrag.
Oh,
that'd be great.
Are you gonna get the lineup,
bro? That's
big
tough,
robes
because you make a good Thrag.
You gotta get the fur.
Are you gonna do just the mustache though? Are you gonna get rid of the beard?
On, yeah.
Yeah.
How many black characters they got on Invincible?
Bulletproof, Lucian. It's looking.
Wait,
Amber in
Rex
the
ain't half
show.
black?
Who?
Rexplode?
Rexplode, he got a little tan.
Yeah, a little tan.
A little tan. Black Samson.
Black Samson.
Wait, what's Darkwing?
Darkwing is black.
Yeah.
So that's 5.
Yeah, all the
You
way.
get a starting 5. Yeah.
Why don't they put Battle Beast in the show more?
Well,
it's a little OP. There's a lot more coming in the second half of the show.
So Battle Beast, but Battle Beast is too strong, right?
Yeah.
Who can beat Battle Beast?
There's
only one person.
This would be spoiler territory.
Yeah,
yes.
I feel
to
like.
get into who might beat Battle Beast.
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
You just told me Battle Beast wasn't on the show.
That's not what I said. I said the second
So
half
Battle
of the
Beast
show.
is in this season.
Oh my God.
Can we get to fucking...
Do you remember?
Boys
I'm just asking. Y'all brought. I didn't. Hold on. Don't do this now.
This is an elite
You're
troll
wearing
job.
an
elite
Invincible
troll
shirt?
job.
I didn't bring.
Did you
it
watch
up.
season 4?
I watched a little bit.
What you think?
Hey, it's cooking it. Okay, made me feel like I'm a K-pop singer. I love K-pop. Okay, let's go. But on today's show, the Midnight Boys react to the penultimate episode of The Boys. We are going to get into spoilers of The Boys, the entire comic run of The Boys, the entire show run of The Boys. So we got to give you guys what you need, the spoiler warning. We're getting ready to talk about
The Boys.
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. All right, to begin our reactions, we once again bring you the Midnight Manifest, talking about all the need to know. Chuck, give it to him.
All right, here's your Midnight Manifest for The Frenchman, The Female, and The Man Called Mother's Milk, directed by Sylvain White, written by Anselm Richardson. Newly immortal Homelander murders the president and disbands the Seven. Soldier Boy tells Homelander that he's no god, but when he tries to leave Vault behind, his son places him back in cryosleep. In a last-ditch attempt to stop Homelander, the boys try to give Kimiko the same powers as Soldier Boy, while Frenchie and Sister Sage work on perfecting the Soldier Boy experiment. Butcher, MM, Huey, and Starlight investigate Fox Studios and No Father. Insanity ensues. Huey learns about Butcher's trauma, and he gets the backstory of Mother's Milk's nickname, and the crew learns about Homelander's plan to force all of America to worship him as a god. Because this is the penultimate episode of the final season, Homelander inevitably finds the boys' compound and kills Frenchie. That has been your Midnight Manifest for The Boys.
Okay, now The Boys. Okay, so look, here's the deal. I know that this episode for a lot of people is probably going to be a little bit of a mixed bag.
To say the least.
A little bit of a mixed bag for some people, right? I enjoyed the episode. I thought that emotionally, the episode hit the right chords. It struck the right tones, all of that. Maybe it struck the right chords and hit the right tones, whatever. I thought the episode was pretty good. I do think, though, that in a stronger final season of The Boys, which this final season has been fine, if this were a stronger final season of The Boys, this episode would have come sooner.
Really?
Yeah. If in a stronger final season of The Boys, this episode comes like the third episode, and it's probably not the penultimate. We're going to talk about the episode itself, but I might as well get this out of the way now. I've pinpointed what's wrong with the final season of the show.
Yeah.
The show is too personal.
How do you mean?
So earlier on in The Boys, there was this existential fight between humans and soups, and Butcher was the example of that. He was the avatar for that. Butcher was this aggrieved man who had suffered this tremendous tragedy, and him beating Homelander or killing Homelander was both his pain, but it also was overthrowing like human oppression of soups. Soups were just slaughtering humans whenever they wanted. It felt really scary. It felt really dire. Homelander felt really evil. And because of that, you were thinking this world has to be rid of Homelander in order for people to be safe. Now, some way in the show, it's actually less about people being safe from soups. Soups kill people all the time, and it doesn't seem like it matters. It's really about the interconnectivity of the characters, which you would think would be good because that's what shows build themselves around. But this show needs more than that because Homelander is such a threat. Like the one scene in the show where I felt like it really demonstrated how fucking scary he is when Frenchie taps the thing and Homelander appears right away. But a lot of times, when he kills a human being, you know he's going to do it, and it doesn't feel like anything anymore. It kind of feels like I care more about the interpersonal stuff between the characters, which makes the show feel like not as important. It doesn't feel as weighty as it did in the early seasons.
Mm-hmm. I just think, I don't think you're incorrect, but I think the math, at least for me, is the emotional stuff between the characters that works is between the boys' characters and not much like Homelander, right? So I enjoyed this episode too because we kind of got back to the roots, which is Butcher and Huey.
Butcher and Huey,
right?
yeah.
They're sitting in that room, and we get my guy Jeffrey D. Morgan. Shout out the losers. And you have that scene where, Huey, kind of discovers what Butcher's whole thing is, right? Not how he became who he is per se, but Butcher's always been this way. Right, it wasn't the soups that made Butcher this way. It wasn't losing Becca that made Butcher this way. Butcher's always just been a guy who's like, listen, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna go the whole 9 yards. It's always the mission always comes first, right? And he's willing to sacrifice anything for that. And to see Huey react to that, but also still help Butcher out in the crazy depraved way that they got the guy killed. I'm like, man, I miss when Huey was the main character of the show, man. Mm-hmm. I miss when that connection, the Huey Butcher connection, was one of the main linchpins of the show, and they've kind of more reoriented that against Homelander and Butcher, which is still extremely interesting. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. Going back to that relationship, I was like, yo, if we got more of this over the last couple seasons, I think coming to the end we feel a little bit better about the show.
Yeah, I think my biggest pushback on this season is the fact that these episodes don't really feel as interconnected as they should be, mainly because last week's episode feels kind of like a bit of a waste of time by comparison to at least the plot developments that happen here. And I'm not saying that Frenchie's death needed to be taken more time out or more seriously, because it was taken seriously.
Yeah.
But the amount of time that you could have spent reckoning with Frenchie's death and everything that's leading up to Homelander and everything, and then having more time to lead into your series finale, it really makes me feel like the show is kind of losing sight of the ball, at least in the middle parts of this season, which has been kind of the biggest problem that this show had, at least during season 4. Because season 3, season 2, and 1, they kind of had their sights set on that. Now they have all of these great pieces, and I think they're kind of just arranging them in the wrong order, if that makes sense.
I think it's 8 episodes, right? So next week is the final one. If we were dealing with even 13 or something like that, in I feel like if it happened now, all right, cool.
Yeah.
We still got 6 episodes left. Let's get crazy. Who knows what's gonna happen? But with only 1 left, you're just a bit, to your point,
Charles
miffed.
Yeah, we're in last season of Game of Thrones territory.
Tough.
This season is tough. Not great. It is quite bad. I watched this penultimate episode, and it solidified something that I've thought for a while, which this show has just become a parody of itself. And I felt nothing when Frenchie died, and I just felt like
that thing was acted poorly.
It wasn't great, and it even
I'm just being all the way real. That scene was acted poorly.
And
it wasn't a well-acted scene.
And here's the thing. I don't think that's just an actor problem. I think that's a writer problem. They haven't known what to do with Frenchie for seasons now. So when he dies, you're a little bit like, okay. But I think the larger problem with the season of The Boys is so represented in this, where if you're going to give Soldier Boy such an outsized just weight narratively, thematically on this season, for Jensen Ackles to get up to the point where he's looking at Homelander and being like, you're not a god, I'm out of here. We know traditionally what Homelander would do. Instead, he chokes him out and puts him into cryo freeze. That to me is like a metaphor for this whole season, where it's like when you get something like Gen V, you get this series that is younger characters, queer characters, characters of color. You give them 2 seasons, you out them. Then with Soulja Boy in the past, that storyline originally was rooted in mother's milk, not only overcoming his trauma, but beating this figure of white supremacy. And now that character has become so fundamental to the series that all of the protagonists that we have loved for 5 seasons have been shunted to the side, so you can just put him into cryo freeze so we can watch a spinoff in a year. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, they don't even need him for the spinoff because the spinoff is a prequel, like you guys said before. But maybe he'll be involved in the spinoff through flashback or something like that.
But there just seems to be so much plot armor around every single character where, and this happens in every TV show where it's like these characters, especially for the showrunner like Kripke, they become like your kids. They become like your family. You don't want to hurt them too much. But in a final season, I am getting to the last episode being like, nothing has happened to anyone.
So all shows, at least shows in the last 10 or 15 years, all the great shows have had problems ending. They have, right? So it's not a unique problem, to your point. I did think it would be different for this show just because this show clearly ends with the death of Homelander. So it seems, and I'm not trying to write this show because they've done such a good job writing the show over the years, it seems like you get to a point where Homelander becomes the most desperate version of himself. And then it's a showdown between Butcher and Homelander kills Butcher, or Butcher dies, or whatever. In this particular episode, some other things that we see just are kind of like there. So in one episode, we're going to give Kimiko, Soulja Boy's power to burn the V out of Homelander. We just started that. We could have been did that.
But
right?
that makes, to me, that makes no sense. Like, even in the series, they're kind of like...
It makes no sense.
Even Marie, them being like, she's this hero that can take down Homelander, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, if this character means so much to the universe, why the fuck is she dispatched within a couple seconds? It does... The reason I'm like angry is I'm like, we invest time in this. Like, you invest time with these characters, you watch all these seasons, and for it to just be like, yeah, that thing that you thought was important, and I'm like, these are characters and storylines. What the fuck are we?
That's tough.
What are we doing?
I mean, we've been thinking all season, like, where are the JV characters? And they finally show up. They're like, great, you're on babysitting duty. We don't need you out here. Go run around. It's kind of like,
actually, you can't control your powers. We don't need you.
Yeah, you're benched within 30 seconds.
Especially like, again, like, the whole point of Gen V was like, yo, Marie, man, she got this strength, bro. If we need to take down Homelander, she could be the one. Odessa, the whole thing. They're the one of the 2 that survived. And they're like, cool, thanks for coming out. We're going to sit you on the bench. It's like Bencharuri when you're down 3 and you're shooting 60%.
But if you go back and you watch that scene, though, that scene assumes you didn't watch Gen V. You could tell because Mother's Milk says to Marie, he goes, they use Mother's Milk, not knowing her, to introduce her to the audience in case the audience didn't watch Gen V. So Mother's Milk goes, oh, so you're the one I hear got these almost Homelander-like powers. And then Starlight comes back and goes, later on, it doesn't matter if you cannot control them. So that tells me right there in the beginning of that scene that those characters have no utility. She's not there to kill Homelander. They're telling you why she's not there to kill Homelander.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, just let you know, if you didn't watch, this is a character that might have powers on par with Homelander. If you did watch, Marie is not here to kill Homelander. That's not what we're doing. So don't even think about that before we get on.
But why even at that point put the Gen V characters?
Because they didn't know the show was going to get canceled. That's the reason why. Because
they came to that decision after they stopped shooting.
They didn't know the show was going to get canceled.
But to say that for the penultimate episode, to me, where you have such little real estate, like, we don't know where Ryan is. Like, there's entire plot points where I'm like, wait, what? Like, Ryan was supposed to be a character
all of that stuff got sacrificed for Soulja Boy. All of it did. And in this episode, there are things that worked. You know what worked? Starlight and Mother's Milk at the Vought compound where they're doing the thing.
Where he reveals
that stuff worked so good. Like that is the show to me. The show is like two members of the boys watching the human toll that Soups take on the entire nation and then saving the humans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like that's the show.
But even that scene, a scene that I liked, where it's like you have Mother's Milk, you have Annie, two characters that have known each other for a while, but haven't necessarily had the strongest connection. Like, I agree that scene worked. But to follow it with your Catwoman analog and your Wolverine analog sniffing each other's ass.
Just the show.
That's at this point. Like,
but it just undercuts the drama of where I'm like, this is your second to last episode. Why do I even give a fuck about those two?
I know, but that's like asking Tony Soprano not to fuck his new secretary. That's a part. Like I get it, because like even to that part, like when I saw that, I fast forwarded through it because I understand that. That's just in the DNA.
But I said before, like when I think that a show like this has the right to take itself seriously because it's earned it and it chooses not to all of the time, that really starts to grate on me. Especially now,
serious to them. That's like what they do. Like that's the boys. Like that's
a parody to me. That's a parody of itself, where it's like, okay, if every writer on The Boys is like, okay, we need this amount of jokes and punchlines about superheroes, I'm like, oh, you're just a Family Guy episode, which is fine, but I find it hard to take the show more seriously when so much of the jokes aren't funny anymore. Where it seems like they're just trying to outgross each other and make, like, they're trying to top themselves over and over and over again. And I think you can even see it in a scene with Frenchie and Kimiko where I'm like, okay, Kimiko can speak this season. The problem is that throughout this entire series, we've seen a certain version of Kimiko. The minute she starts talking, she just talks like Butcher. She's obsessed with porn. Every joke is like a fucking dick joke. And you're just kind of like, if Kimiko's just going to talk like the rest of the boys, why have her talk at all?
Look, all of these things make a lot of sense. It does feel like we're kind of bummed the fuck out about the boys right now. So we're gonna liven up this podcast. What did Eric Andre say when T.I. was on there? You guys never saw that?
No.
On the Eric Andre
You guys
show?
never saw that episode of Eric Andre
I remember
when T.I. is on the show?
The Lance Reddick one.
Well, Eric Andre's like, punch up this interview. Punch up the interview.
I have to ask this question then.
Uh-huh.
Do you think we're in a vacuum in terms of our reception to the boys, or do you think that this is something that is larger in the nerd space and with the boys fans? Because what I've been seeing so far is confusion kind of about the Gen V of it all, wondering when the show is going to kind of get started. So I don't know if I'm in my negative bubble or it seems like people are like, yo.
So I don't think that this season of the show is bad. I don't. I think it's fine. But I think that when you guys are saying serious, I think I wouldn't use serious because serious is, everybody has different levels of what serious is, right? Some people would say that a show that had a big guy with his balls and his dick and going inside of a well and going up, the boys' university, go up somebody's butt and all that stuff, that could never be serious, right? So this is their world, right? What I would say is important, right? And the reason why I would use important over serious is because, seriousness can be litigated to me. The reason why some of this stuff doesn't feel very important is because it was kind of like what I was saying before. The stakes of this world in this season aren't clearly defined. Homelander wants to become God. What happens if that happens? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Has Homelander said, have we seen Homelander like, I'm going to become God and I'm going to unite everybody in one world government. I'm going to destroy all the governments of all the people. I'm going to take over the entire world. I'm going to Homelander chip people. Like, if you're going to do the Bible shit, do the Bible shit. I'm a Homelander chip people. I'm going to have everyone. We see him doing all of this shit, but what does it mean for Homelander to become God? That's just like another thing.
Yeah.
We don't even know what happens if that happens, right? So the reason why Butcher and the boys are fighting against Homelander is because of a vendetta more so than anything. And it's always been that for Butcher, but it's been more though. It's always been a situation where humanity was like I said before, I don't want to repeat myself. People hate it when I do that. But like humanity was in so much danger because of Homelander. And then we got there in the subsequent seasons when there was massive civil unrest and there were riots and they were doing all of this stuff. And all of this stuff was happening because Vought and the Supes were controlling all of this stuff. The Seven got disbanded. The Deep stuff was funny. That scene with the Deep and that fucking shark.
And Samuel Jackson.
That was good. That was good.
Was fucking hysterical, right?
Yeah.
So the show can still do that.
Right.
But what it's not doing in this season, and it's got a whole, I guess, movie-sized finale to try to do it, what it's not doing is making you give a fuck about who wins, which you have to for the final season to really work.
I mean, even to your point, in past seasons of The Boys, the reason why when Homelander and Queen Maeve are on the airplane, and it's such a striking scene, is because you see that in this world, the logistics and the business of being a superhero get in the way of what superheroes are meant to do, which is save people.
Save people.
You see the heroes around, and to your point, like around the people they're trying to save. When Homelander is descending, I forget, it might have been the 4th or the 3rd season during that mob with Ryan, and he kills someone. Visually, you have, as the viewer, oh, this is what it feels like to live in this world where Homelander can kill anyone.
Yeah.
This season feels so hermetically sealed. We never see Homelander interacting with almost anyone who isn't a Supe, which to me is a problem. So when he kills the president, you're like, and like,
who gives a shit?
Yeah, like, what does the president mean in this world?
Yeah.
He's not a real character.
Yeah.
Just a lot of murder, and then it's like wiping our hands with it. I guess when you're basically God, you can kind of do anything. It's his whole thing. But yeah, to your point, it is a little weird that he's really just only talking to superheroes for the last, like, how many, even seasons, really, for Homelander.
And the reason why the stuff with the focus group worked so well is because, number one, Daveed Diggs is a bad motherfucker. He's a good actor.
Oh, dude, they finally got him to sing, man. He was singing.
Yeah, like Daveed Diggs is a bad motherfucker. He's a good actor. And so when and the reason why I say this should have come way earlier, when he is sitting down and he is watching the people react to Homelander becoming God, and you can see that he doesn't buy it, that's really compelling. It's compelling that Homelander is trying to oppress people into believing, into worshiping him.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that earlier, you could really have a lot of fun with what that means. Like, what would it mean for this Antichrist character to rise, like I said before? And then when the people are saying that they do, but they really don't, because he's got a psychic that is reading their minds, that scene felt dire.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh shit, what's about to happen to them? They're about to slaughter them. That fucking worked. But the rest of what's happening in the show right now, like Sage is earlier on, a couple of seasons ago when Sage like debuted, you said you had problems with the character. Sage is a nothing character. Like Sage, I mean, and this sucks, by the way. Look, man, I'm having a bad couple of black weeks. I said on the rewatchables that I thought the blackface in Tropic Thunder was funny, and it's not funny. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay?
We talked about that on this pod.
It's not
about
funny.
why you love that.
It's more than funny.
Yeah.
It's some of the funniest shit that's ever been done.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't want, this is a role played by a black woman for a black actress that's playing the smartest person in the world. That's amazing. And they've just fucked the
She's
character.
become a plot device where even how quickly the boys take Sister Sage into the fold, I'm like, Butcher does not like Supes. She was working for Vought. Even I was wondering the whole time, why didn't Homelander kill Frenchie? Like, when I talk about plot armor, I was like, okay, if you're going to kill Frenchie, what we know about Homelander as a character is that when he's backed into a corner, he loses it. He's a toddler. And it seemed like the only reason he didn't laser Frenchie to death was so that he could crawl out and Kimiko could have
like a goodbye scene.
A goodbye, which is like, okay, but you do have to write that scene better.
But I'll be honest with you, though, that's consistent with who Homelander is. He doesn't kill people who aren't afraid of him. Like I'm just being for real. I'm just
Right.
if we're paying attention to the show.
No, that's true.
And he doesn't kill people who aren't afraid of him. For whatever reason, he's had ample opportunity to kill Butcher. He's had ample opportunity to kill Huey. He could have killed Paul Reiser's character in the last episode. He I could name more Stan Edgar, although he needs Stan Edgar for different things.
Right.
Could have killed he if you are not afraid of him, for some reason, it's consistent with his character that he won't. Because I was thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, Homelander pops up on Frenchie. He's going to pop Frenchie's head like a grape. Charles, what you're saying is right. They're not going to let Homelander do that to Frenchie.
Right.
But what I'm saying is the reason why they probably didn't was because they had set up. They knew that they could get away with that because Homelander, if you don't show a whole bunch of fear with him, for whatever reason, he'll let you live.
But there was even a question where when I was watching it, I was like, wait, so Frenchie has already admitted that they were successful in the Soldier Boy experiment. Why wouldn't Homelander just demolish that whole place if he's searching for...
That's the question. Why does he leave?
Especially if he knows the boys are on the way back.
He even identifies the joint and knows that they're in there. But when Frenchie, I mean, maybe, is he still scarred from the uranium?
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, he was there last week. Right.
Right.
So he knows that that's where they hang out.
And he clocked everything in that lab.
And the fact that they were still there was kind of all right, for sure, why not? But then he could always just come back.
Why did he laser the little bunker shit that Kimiko and Sister Sage was in and then go kill Frenchie?
Maybe it was lined with zinc. We don't know. I just don't.
It was lined with zinc.
There you go.
No, but here's the thing.
That's why he couldn't see them though, but he could fucking rip the zinc apart.
Yes.
If he knows that they're in there. So that stuff was to service the death of Frenchie, but him not killing Frenchie right away, that is something that he does, particularly to people who aren't afraid of them. He wants to know why they're not afraid. He wants to talk to them. Even the president, the moment he realized that the president was terrified, you gotta die.
Yep.
Like that, for whatever reason, that's his thing. Yeah.
But and I don't want to say that for the last season of The Boys to have weight that characters need to die, but I do get the sense that from a spectacle angle, from a story angle, they're basically saving so much for the final episode. And I have never, ever watched a TV show where I've never watched a successful finale where they've saved this much stuff for the end. Because it's almost like this.
Yeah, you got so much to wrap up now.
There's so many characters we need to see.
But it's as if the writers kind of just woke up and they realized that they're at the final episode now, and they're like, well, shit.
Why do we have one-shots as an entire episode?
I'm going to be real with you. I don't think they're saving everything for the final episode. I think they're saving everything for the next show.
Which would be even worse.
I know that it's worse, but I'm telling you right now, I think part of what's going on here, this is a weird thing to do, right? You can't end this world because there's more world. You can't. There's
more world. I mean, I guess if you count The Boys Mexico, then sure,
right?
But there's more world in the past.
Even still, though, it's so. With Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Okay, so Saul lives right at the end of Breaking Bad. Right, Saul's still around.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, cool. So the world that Saul would be living in is still real.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody comes in and destroys the entire underworld of New Mexico.
Sure.
All the lawyers, everybody get put in jail, whole bullshit, everybody gone.
Yeah.
That thing is there. You set a prequel in that world, people still feel like they're living in it to a degree.
Okay.
Because they know this is the story of a guy who survived all of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you destroy all of the soups, it feels like the entire Boys timeline is over. It feels like you're at the end of it, right? And to me at least, to me at least, it feels like you're at the end of it. I think they're hesitant to do that.
Yeah.
I think they're keeping Soulja Boy alive in case that show works. And if that show works, you can go forward in this world
and bring him
and still have Soulja Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you got another show that's contemporary in the same thing. I think they are struggling thematically with something that they don't want to do a grandiose send-off of the soup problem because they need more soup.
But here's the thing. If you start your world, the reason we fell in love with The Boys was because it was parodying the MCU, DC, comics, all the shenanigans, all the bullshit. if the thing that we love the boys for in the final season, they are morphing into the thing that they parody, I think you have to have a real discussion about like, hey, in the first season, I don't think that they would have handled this. This way. I do think that they would have been like, hey, we're going to do the thing that the MCU will never do, which is we are going to have some type of resolution. And I get it. This is an Amazon show. The universe has to go on. But at a certain point, the whole experiment becomes teethless because it's just like, well, like,
yeah.
Like Toothless, he's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. It became the thing you parodied. Like, and that's the grand irony.
He became the evil which you sought to destroy.
Well, not even that, but like the mere fact that this show is going to be the springboard instead of the end chapter.
Well,
it sucks.
It
kind of sucks.
I'll say this. Okay. A couple more specific things about this show, about this episode. Mother's Milk. I know y'all about to say I'm dick riding. It's just not enough of Mother's Milk in this season. Okay? It's just, I'm just
yes.
Well, people,
no, you're right.
People gonna act like, oh, that's because Laz and Van are cool. It's not enough of Mother's Milk in the show, man. It's not enough. The scene with Mother's Milk and Annie proves why he is so important to the boys. Mm-hmm. He's important to the boys because he's not a half measure between Butcher and Huey. Some people describe him like that, but he's not. What he is he's the human version of Butcher and the superhuman version of Huey. And that, as a reference point character, it's really important. And for like, when I look at him talking to Annie about why they got to get busy and why he's doing what he's doing, that type of humanity has just been missing throughout this entire season. Yeah. They nerfed his humanity. They nerfed his superpower earlier in the season by making him all fucked up and shit like that. And they didn't really even pay that much attention to that.
But that, to me, is that narrative thread is a perfect example where if you give Laz more screen time and you give that story more screen time, that monologue he has with Annie hits closer to home. We haven't seen his family yet. So I'm just like, oh, the amount of work that you have to do to get Mother's Milk to where he needs to be in the finale is a lot. I would say the same thing with Huey, where I was like, I did not necessarily buy Huey and Starlight's, oh, what are we fighting for anymore? Hope is lost, blah, blah, blah. I'm like
we've been there.
Okay. Sure, we have the final episode. We know you guys are gonna have to fight. What is this?
I want to get back to my favorite scene of the whole episode. So the Deep has just become like the Deep has actually become more Aquaman than Aquaman actually is. I mean, he's become they took the Deep joke so far that now every time I see the Deep, I'm like, except for the scene with the shark. I'm sorry. I ran that bitch back like 3 or 4 times.
It was the
Samuel Jackson.
Fun.
It was just funny.
It was funny.
Just a funny scene.
It was a funny scene.
It's just funny. It's just he's talking. He goes, man, shut the fuck up. Get in the water, bitch. We about to fuck over you. And it's his friend. He knows him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
When the show is working well, little scenes like that, like the Deep earlier in his whole relationship with the fucking octopus or whatever the fuck was going on. When the show was working well, that stuff worked. I still felt like that scene was amazing. And then the Deep later on not being able to be a hero because he's now the Uncle Tom of fish. That's funny.
Uncle Tom of
That's
fish.
funny, bro.
He can't even step in the water.
He was calling his parents, talking about
Toledo,
remember May
Arizona?
15th? Like, fuck you. It's like, hey, man, you want to pick that up? Pick it up. And the Deep is talking, man, shut the fuck up. Like, I laughed.
To your point earlier about this penultimate episode working better if it came earlier in the season, I think you could have gotten rid of all of that podcast shit with the Deep and Black Noir, because I thought the conversation that the Deep has with Homelander when Homelander disbands the Seven was so good. When the Deep is just like, yo, I've given you everything. That was so fascinating to me. I was just like, oh, I want to see this version of the Deep where it's like, you gave everything to the fascists. It still wasn't enough. Now what do you do? Like, I was like, that's rich storytelling. Mm-hmm. That is something where, because even Homelander's like, it hasn't been the fucking Seven in forever. I was like, okay, that's like, we're cooking here.
I mean, to be real, The 7 was disbanded so unceremoniously. There really isn't a 7 anymore. That was a linchpin of the show for the entire time. But the fact that the Deep is still holding on to it was very, very, very effective. It just doesn't seem like this stuff in this episode. It was a good episode. I liked it, but it just doesn't seem like it was. This is the penultimate episode of the entire show. I mean, maybe they're doing it differently. Maybe they're doing it to where, Game of Thrones had the problem of giving you this big time sizzling penultimate, and then the finale of the show would be ever. The finale of this show was 66 minutes long. It's a little longer than the shows normally are. And then the finale apparently is a movie.
But how long? Do we know the runtime for the finale?
I think it's like an hour 33.
Okay.
I think it's like an hour 33. So there's
lots to cover.
By the way, I'm joking. Like the Amazon people know me. I've dealt with the Amazon people before. So when they reach out, they're reaching out on behalf of the Midnight. It is
of course.
Same time, same thing they have.
Is what it is.
I'm joking. But I think it's going to movie theaters.
Yeah. I've heard about that.
So I think
40X.
I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 33 minutes. Am I tripping about that?
No, yeah, it's
somebody
feature
that
length.
actually has functional internet, because we back to the bullshit now, by the way. somebody that actually has functional internet, look that up. But I'm pretty sure it's like an hour 20, hour 30.
Could we discuss maybe what the plot threads or story beats that we feel like they have to tackle in the series finale?
Gotta get Ryan back.
Ryan, yes. I am still, because what I've been wondering is, what has Butcher been doing? Ryan, what's
the post-fight process like?
So, I mean, he had to fight with Homelander, and went back with Butcher. Butcher was like, we can help. Like,
he's on the mend,
and then he was gone, and that's it.
That's it.
That's all. That's the last we saw of Ryan. Right? I don't know if you have to tackle Staninger. You could, but
you probably need to see him.
Finale is 65 minutes.
65 minutes.
65 minutes?
65 American minutes?
I believe so. That's what Aleya's telling us.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking about. Well, what's an hour 33? I saw it on hour 33.
Damn.
65, brother. That's
an hour and 5 minutes.
Hey man, we back to the Marvel TV shows.
Yeah, man.
They can't even have no credits.
So we need to figure out what's with Ryan. If Kimiko is now Soldier Boy, the question I had about that, it played where I'm like, wasn't it last season with Soldier Boy, where Soldier Boy tried to take away Homelander's power and it took forever? Mm-hmm. Why do they think Kimiko is going to be able to do that when Soldier Boy couldn't?
You have the Ashley stuff. She's always been like conflicted about what to do. The Deep as well.
A Mother's Milk send-off.
Well, I mean, obviously, like the main character, like the boys. Right? And there's all these ancillary characters, again, like Ryan, Ashley, the Deep, Stan Edgar.
Ashley will just get got unceremoniously.
I kind of like her.
No, Ashley's great.
It's a fun character.
I love that character.
Like her arc in the entire show has been one of the things that's worked better for me.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, she started off as just like the fucking help.
Yes.
Yeah. And she watching her
all the way to president.
All the way to president. Like watching her, I like her character.
Mm-hmm. Right. But now we have to see that get serviced in the finale, right? They have to spend some time
trying to service
dealing with her character.
Huey and Starlight.
I mean, we could go through the interpersonal relationships of all these characters. Huey and Butcher, Huey and Starlight, Mother's Milk and Huey, Kimiko and Butcher. We'd be here all day. Right. And so there's a lot of work to do, which is my big worry. I enjoyed the episode, but I left it going, oh man, you're going to need to pull off a feat of Hercules to land this plane.
Yeah.
Like it's going to have to be Sully landing in the Hudson type of landing if you're going to make this thing work.
So I brought this up earlier. How close is this to Game of Thrones? Final season.
I think that's a little bit disrespectful.
Yeah.
Brother.
You think so?
I think so, man. Because the Game of Thrones ending, man. I'm not.
Right now, there has not been an episode this season that I think could even rank in the top 10 of boys episodes. Like I've actually wondered this entire time. I was just like, was this always the plan? Was like Eric Kripke always like, we're just going to give you a regular season of TV until the finale, which is like, that is kind of what old network TV was like. Even when it was the final season, they would be up to regular shenanigans. And then in the final episode, it'd be like one special presentation.
I'm not going to diss the boys. It's not a diss to the boys. Game of Thrones had way higher highs than the boys, right? And so when you're looking at the Reigns of Castamere, Baylor, like all that stuff, some of the best TV we've got.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so when you get season 8, you're like, yo, how far the mighty have fallen. I don't think the gap between the best of the boys and the worst of the boys is as big as the gap between the best of Game of Thrones.
This
and
is
the worst
true,
of Game
but
of Thrones.
Homelander as a character and how we want his story to end, I do think that it hurts that character if you've built kind of like this mythical battle between Homelander and Butcher for seasons, and we get to the final episode and it does like that to me is the crux that the entire show rests on.
Like the Night King and Jon Snow, and then it's the Night King and it's not Jon Snow.
Yeah, you're just like, wait, what did I just
If it's over
watch?
by just somebody with a dagger coming up in the
I
darkness.
can see the comp. Again, we have to see how it ends. I can see the comp, but man, when we was watching them episodes of Game of Thrones, bro, Battle of Hardhome, man, Battle of the Bastards, bro, you at your TV like, this is cinema, man. You don't make TV like this anymore. And then you watching Gendry run all the way across the whole 7 kingdoms in a day. You like, all right, man, what are we doing? Like
Game of Thrones had one of the most beloved characters in on television and completely fucked the ending. Game of Thrones and the boys are different to me in that Game of Thrones lost its way because it lost hold on its characters. The boys still has a hold on its world, but think about what they've done to like the central operating program of the show. Like earlier we were talking about like this Show being Humans Against Soups, where the boys are soups now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are
Butcher
soups.
is a soup.
Butcher's a soup.
To the point where it's like
a soup.
He's
A-Train was
dying
in a boy.
from his power, and they are acting like this is a Walter White shit. Where I'm like, wait, he's supposed to be dying.
The boy,
what's happening?
Like, that's complete. Like, so these they are soups. So if all the soups die, then I mean, Kimiko was always in the boys, right? And in the book, Mother's Milk is a soup, is he not?
I think they're all soups in the book.
Are they?
I think
Huey isn't.
Just
Kimiko
Huey?
is.
I think Mother's Milk definitely is.
I don't think.
I think Mother's Milk is a soup in the book.
He might be.
The books. I haven't read the books, but the books
because he lactates.
We're mad about the show. We're man, we're upset. It's basically freaking Citizen Kane compared to the books. Apparently,
yeah. The book was
people hate
not
the
great.
books. And
I've read a couple of. They are upward, but
okay. But what I'm saying is that like, having said all of this, in the world that we exist in, everything's been muddled.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones Game of Thrones could not give us a grandiose enough ending to meet the highs of the show. So they did a bunch of shit that just didn't make any sense.
I feel like they were trying to subvert our expectations at the final season where it's like, bet you didn't think Arya was gonna kill the Night King.
Right, yeah.
Well, what they ended up doing was they kind of, and they marvelized it. Like, let's give us the fucking battles that you want. Hound versus Demon
Arya celebrity deathmatch Game of Thrones style.
Dany versus children. You know, like it's like they gave you all of the things that you want. Then Jon Snow kills Dany. Intimate partner violence, which we don't talk about. Intimate partner violence. He kills. Like Jon killing Dany is not just domestic violence. Okay. It's family violence.
Right, because that's her nephew.
That's her nephew. It's traitor shit. Jon was able to skate from doing that. Killed his aunt, killed his lover, all of that stuff.
I'll be honest, if I find out that my aunt is a genocidal maniac that kills hundreds of thousands of people, I do think you could get a slide. I
might
think
have to go.
You gonna kill?
He definitely slid, by the way.
After the bells?
He absolutely
burned
slid.
Women and children to a fucking crisp.
And Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But you'd kill. What you guys are trying to say, there's a point where you'd kill. So let me get
if my hot aunt is Hitler, I'm killing her.
Why she got to be
I
hot?
don't know if you go straight with the big H when you're talking about Danny, bro. I don't know if we could go to the big H, bro. Like, I don't know.
Are there levels?
Like, I don't know if we could go. I don't
What's
know
the
if we could go that
second-
far.
what's the
Because
second
if
worst
there's
age?
levels, all right.
Give me
Big
a
H is
totalitarian.
Big H is number
Like-
one,
Big H
right?
is S tier. What's A tier?
Like, I don't know if we could go to.
Let's
I don't
power
know if we could go
scale
to the big H.
genocidal maniacs.
Nah, I'm just being for real.
Big H
hey,
is one.
nigga, hey, bro.
Stalin
If
2.
y'all want to start talking about shit that went on in
Mussolini 3?
if
What
y'all
are we
want to talk
doing?
about shit that went on in Game of Thrones, because we know the backstory. These people was killing kids.
Yeah.
Baratheon, fucking asshole. These people. We could talk about. It's a lot of shit.
A lot of
goes
child
on in that
murderers
world.
in the world.
A lot
of Game
of
of Thrones.
shit that goes on in that world.
Yeah.
Like a lot of shit.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that what Danny did. I'm not saying that it wasn't fucked up.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? I'm not saying that it
would
wasn't
ha-
fucked
kinda
up.
have
How
to
would
say
you have
that.
handled it then?
Huh?
How would you have handled it then?
I mean, it's a lot of different ways. Girl, come over here. Let me discipline you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Wait,
no
no way. No.
Cut the cameras.
No.
Hey, listen,
No.
Danny,
Girl,
like,
hey, you been like I would have looked at Danny. I'd have been like, Danny, you been a bad girl.
Stop.
Come over here and let me get these whippings. You been a bad girl.
you're insane.
Bad girl
You're
on the
insane.
dragon. You
Jesus
riding that
Christ.
dragon. I got a different dragon for you. Bad girl, Danny. Bad girl. That's what I would have said. And then I would have
Meanwhile,
made
there's
a,
just ash.
and then I would have made a family.
He,
You know what I'm
heaps
saying?
of
You'd have figured it out,
ash where
you'd have been
King's
like,
Landing would
Figured
be.
it out.
Whoa.
Bad girl.
No. We've watched House of the Dragon. We know how all this ends. You start fucking your aunt, fucking your sister, popping out fucking more genocidal maniac kids.
That's what happens. That's
Yeah.
what, that's
No,
the world.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It's not what
But
has
also,
to happen.
You know what Terrence Howard said? Terrence Howard said
Wh-
that. Yeah. Terrence
Okay.
Howard, a black man.
No, I understand that, but I don't know if I want to take.
like listen to his wisdom. Terrence Howard said that Game
One
of
plus-
Thrones
on
is
the blockchain?
responsible.
1 times 1 equals 0.
Like he said that. He said,
Is this wig on or off, Terrence?
Is that?
Is that wig on or off?
expand y'all mind. Terrence Howard said that Game of Thrones is single-handedly responsible for the rise in incest porn in the last 10 to 15 years.
Maine.
Man, it's crazy. I disagree. It's Life with Derek, but continue.
I don't even know.
Wait,
what that is.
not American Pie?
Life with
Could be
Derek.
American. There was incest porn. Oh, what was that?
Isn't that the birth of like MILF?
Huh?
Yeah, but
No,
what the
that's
MILF got to do with incest?
Yeah,
The
what?
MILF don't mean it's your mama.
The connection
the
between
fuck?
wanting to fuck a bunch of fucking suburban moms and then it's just like, hey, yo, my sister, your aunt, did not know.
No, it's not, brother. It's
Wait a minute.
it's definitely Life with Derek.
Is he cooking?
He's
What? No, he is definitely not. He is definitely not.
Like, wait.
Maybe I'm fucked up for saying that.
Is he cooking?
But it's somebody else's mom.
It's MILF. You want to fuck a mother. Mother makes you want to fuck a sister. Fuck a sister.
You lost that. You're out. We're out.
That's a bridge
Hey,
too far.
Listen,
That's
this
a
is the
bridge.
fucking problem.
Get out the corkboard. Get out the corkboard. so you can get,
The
like,
problem is that when something happens, you guys can admit that maybe you didn't have the right idea. I can do this. I summarily dismiss that, but now I gotta think.
I mean, I think it is in the Freud realm of
Because you know what happens? You want to fuck a MILF, then you want to fuck. You're right, dog. You want to fuck a MILF, then you want to fuck your stepmom. It's somebody else's mom.
You're
then
saying
it's your
this as if it's like a
stepmom.
slippery slope of psychology that like you will do this, therefore you will do that.
I don't know.
all right, how much
Real
MILF porn
that
is
he's
literally
not
like, oh, my dad
wrong.
just married my stepmom.
That's really when that shit started coming into play.
Really?
Because
It's not like Stifler's mom.
bitch, that's what the fuck we
But
talking
that's
about.
what I'm saying though. It's
So
somebody
you-
else's
so,
mom.
No. Wait a second though. No. I'm into this more than I've been into anything else ever.
Van's locked in now more than ever.
Right. He's right. I've never thought about it before. It's brilliant. It's genius. That's when it started. Because the MILF thing
Okay.
gave way to MILF porn.
Right.
MILF porn
Uh-huh.
then started being about, I'm not just MILF age, I'm married to your dad. Then that gave
Okay.
way to
Uh-huh.
stepsister and stepbrother stuff. He's right.
No, yeah, like the
Okay.
transitive property of that.
I can see why you would.
But it doesn't
those
make
connections.
you the MILF enjoyer all the way over here. though.
No, but I'm saying over time, the sliding scale
Oh
of,
yeah.
I
Oh,
guess.
No,
like,
yeah.
okay,
That's the
if
evolutionary scale.
it goes from like the taboo sliders over the years.
Yes.
In order
That
to
is the progression.
engage the audience, it has to get more and more taboo, more and more nasty.
Yes.
If that's where, okay, I can round it. I can see it.
Okay.
I
just don't want any false equivalency.
You know,
Whoa, we all love MILFs. This is Midnight Boys.
This is a
pro-MILF podcast.
Pro-MILF podcast.
hold on. First of all, the finest people is MILFs ain't got no goddamn do with that. All these fucking disclaimers. What we're talking about is when did this happen? Now I'm sure that it existed before, right? But I've never watched porn. But like if I would have watched it before,
King Von has never murdered anybody.
I don't know what you're talking about.
LeBron James has never dunked a basketball in his entire life.
No, but what I'm saying is that in this situation, I gotta think that that's where that came from.
Okay.
Because that was not a thing like talking about before. That became a thing.
You are older than us. Obviously, men since the beginning of time, you meet a like older, fine woman, there's an attraction there. I don't know if American Pie created the term MILF, but I feel like
the first time. No, that was it.
Oh, really?
That was it. The first time I ever heard it, MILF, mother I like to fuck. Like, you know that because that's the first time I ever heard it.
Yes.
That's the first time I ever heard it. I'm not saying that. People might have been saying it, but that was the first time I ever heard it. And so after that, I gotta go with this. I think that this becomes a midnight making, right?
This is the next episode of Wait a Second.
This is a midnight, I just did that show. This is a midnight making right here. I think that makes a lot of sense. You've been thinking about that though, you freak son of a bitch. Like you, like Charles been behind his computer. Charles is like, man, why am I like this, man?
See, but
also, if we bring it back full circle, well, Homelander, think about it.
Oh man.
What his obsession with the milk, sucking on his mama's titty,
banned formula.
That was his first thing.
Banned formula.
Banned formula, banned nut milk.
The greatest. I did like the line. The greatest thing the devil did was make you think that nuts had milk.
No, fuck that shit. Almond milk is great. Oat milk is
milk is awesome.
I haven't had it in a while. I went back to regular milk.
You're back to regular milk?
2%, yeah.
Here's the thing. The dairy is not meant for the black man.
Face breakout.
Jomi, ignore this.
No, I mean I don't really drink, but I use it for baking and cooking. But I'm not really like a lactose.
Cow's milk? Nah. Wait, no. You from Nigeria? They be doing different like goat milk.
They do goat. Y'all got goat.
Yeah, we
most
got
of the world drinks goat.
A lot. I mean,
what else? What other milks do they have in Nigeria?
Regular milk, goat's milk. What else? Sheep's milk.
What
did you grow up drinking?
Yeah, what did you grow up drinking in Nigeria?
Nigeria, for the couple year and so I lived there, probably breast milk.
Oh, daddy.
Yeah, I was a little baby.
African milk.
America.
Straight from Africa.
Leave my mom out of this.
I'm just okay. I apologize.
Don't do that. You know my mom. Come on, apologize to my mother.
I apologize to Jomi's mother, who is, by the way, an incredibly lovely and amazing woman. Love Jomi's parents. Love Jomi's whole family. I wish I had a family like Jomi's family.
Beautiful family.
Gorgeous family.
But here's the thing. I couldn't get off all the shit I'd be getting off on this pod by Jomi's family. They be watching.
They be
watching.
Yeah.
They be watching.
They be like, Jomi,
you'll be podding scared.
They be watching. They be watching.
Jomi's sister, L, like the whole family. Hold on. I got to ask Aleya. Aleya, can you hear me?
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Okay. Aleya, what do you think about Charles's MILF theory?
All right, this is an interesting thing. I don't think it's real. I think the MILF thing was created as like a cougar equivalent, right? It's kind of like the like holding up of elder women in the society like still being beautiful, which they are.
Right.
I don't think that makes you want to fuck your own mom.
Okay. Yeah, but like you can see the transitive property of how all of these things happen, though, right?
But I'm also a woman and I don't have those thoughts, so I don't know if that's a man thing.
Aleya, here's the deal with Aleya, guys. Such an integral part of the show, like legitimately the building block in many ways of the show. But also, you don't have to always get off on us. We're not saying that we want to have sex with our mothers. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is, can you, Aleya, see the vision, okay, one of the smartest people I know, see the vision in MILF leading to MILF porn, leading to porn where the MILF is the guy's stepmom, leading to stepmom porn, leading to stepsister porn, stepbrother porn, and now you have a thriving industry. Can you see the vision at all?
What I can see is that was probably like lying in someone latently, and that may be awoken that. But I think that it's not something that someone watched and was like, actually, I do want to fuck my mom. No, I don't think that that's
Well, I don't think any revelations happened.
Yeah,
because
I don't
of
think
that.
it's a revelation. If it's something, if you were interested in incest before, I think maybe that helped you move there.
I think that's just how media works, though, in general. Books, TV, like the stuff that we read back in the day, and they're like, the teachers be like, man, this was so risque. They wanted to ban these books. You're like, brother, the stuff I'm reading right now is crazy. You wouldn't believe it. That's just how
Well,
it
here's
works.
the thing. I do want to say this. People have been fucking their brothers and sisters and incest since time immemorial. What I think is changed. No, what I think has changed though is porn used to be like in the 70s, like bow, bow, bow. You got some titty action. There'd be a little story, there'd be nothing. Now it's just
right.
My dad just came home with this big titty stepsister.
See, I know. I'm glad we're having this conversation. We gotta go.
You know I'm right.
I'm glad we're having this conversation. Because y'all act like I'm so happy. So like everybody acts like I have some kind of big issue, right? I'm glad we're having this conversation because you know how it goes. And by the way, not only did you know how it goes, Charles, that might be the smartest thing you've ever said on the podcast. it's like legitimately, I went, no. Then I went,
see,
hold on. Wait a minute,
even when it comes to porn, he's a cultural critic.
He's a cultural critic.
Whoa, I'll be watching support and be like, damn, that shot is fucking disgusting. You guys gotta light it properly. Like shit, come on.
Hey, y'all want to know
one on Letterboxd?
One last thing.
Oh, dog, the Letterboxd of porn would be great.
It would be. So one last thing I'll tell y'all guys about porn before we go is like, apologize to the audience.
No, wait, this is episode about the boys. This is like the perfect.
Yeah, it really is.
So one time there was a porn star that we used to do TMZ stories on. And we were doing, little known fact, after my beginning at TMZ, Harvey, we shot a pilot for a game show where I was the host.
Oh wow.
So the game show was, Harvey was like, Van gets on TV show, he's going to be a game show host, whatever. So the idea of the show was I was a TMZ tour guide, and then I would pick people up on the bus. And these people would be unwittingly, they would like be randomly selected to be in this game show.
Oh, so it's like cash cab.
Kind of.
A little bit.
But then we would take them to different locales. And when we would go to these locales around Hollywood, they would play games based on their knowledge of celebrities.
Okay.
All right. So as always, with stuff with Harvey, the idea was phenomenal, but the execution was based in trying to get it done dirty and fast and cheap. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But I'm not gonna act like he didn't have good ideas, you know. He had good ideas. Fuck. Okay. So the show didn't go, but there was one point that we were, I can't remember what this particular game was, but there were a bunch of porn stars that came to this particular game. And the people had to guess scandals involving them, or the girls themselves were playing. It's a great guy around town named KB. And KB would, hook us up with those ladies when you needed them to. When if you needed a story, or if you needed a sex tape or a sold or something like that, KB would be the broker that would do that, right? KB would do it. So we're talking to these girls one time. We're sitting down on the set, we're talking to them. And they started ranking the companies that they that they liked working for by sex, by the quality of the sex. Because apparently, not all the sex is equal. And the reason why is because, to your point, sometimes it's cameras. This is what they said. I don't know. Sometimes it's cameras in a room, blah, 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 people going, whatever, and it's more sort of real. But then other times they're using gigantic HD cameras.
Okay.
Right.
And when they're using these gigantic HD cameras, these cameras are heavy.
And this is a while back. We don't have the tech that we'd have now.
No. These are, these are massive cameras that they're shooting with, right? And when when they're shooting with those cameras, they have to stop. And when they want a different shot, they have to reset that camera. And resetting that camera takes a long time.
Sure, yeah.
So you're doing your thing, right? You're doing your thing, and then you gotta stop. You gotta stop, and then it takes a long time to set that camera. And they were just laughing about the fact that in the time that they are resetting that camera, so many things can change. Like they really were talking. They're pros. They're pros. They're professional Pro athletes of sex.
People have to get hard. People need to
get hard. They have to get lubed up. Like you're out of it. Now you have to pick back up, and all of it has to match.
Yeah.
So depending on who you're shooting for, like what they were saying is sometimes the worst looking scenes are the scenes where they're actually having the best time.
Wow.
Because it's basically just like them
organic.
going at it. It's organic, and somebody moving the camera around trying to do that.
Is that why we don't have porn in IMAX yet? Because it just won.
Well, some of the stuff that Greg Lansky was doing with Black and Vixen and all of that stuff like that. All right, let's go.
Dog, Greg Lansky was like, well. Wait, is Greg Lansky the Christopher Nolan of porn?
Kinda.
Oh.
He kind of was.
Does he also have like pacing issues as well?
Like goddamn. Oh, before we leave, let's get off the porn. We stayed too long on it. Quick nerd news, impromptu nerd news.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan under attack.
For
by the right wing for casting Lupita Nyong'o.
Wait, is this a
Odyssey.
thing?
You guys haven't seen it.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
do it
the
on next show. We'll do it on
No.
the Helen Troy thing?
Yeah.
No, I was reading.
I thought it was the ASAP Rocky thing.
Getting into arguments about whether Lupita was actually one of the most beautiful women on the earth. And I was just like, I just stopped. I was just like, you're not. Yeah. I can't do this anymore.
It's fucking Lupita Nyong'o. Fucking gorgeous.
If you don't think that that's a face that could launch 1,000 ships, then you're stupid.
It's just, we're dealing with the dumbest people.
You know, we launch ships too, nigga. We didn't launch ships. We launched the Earth. The standard of beauty is the standard that comes from where we come from.
Flex bomb, boom.
We launched the Earth.
Second flex bomb.
We didn't launch 1,000 ships. We launched the Earth. We launched humanity.
Hammering the soundboard.
The original man, queen of the universe, Nubian sister. When she walks, stardust comes out of her ankle. Steve slips on it. Don't ever talk down on the black woman
in your life.
It's just what I find funny is everything that y'all love about women: big hips,
lips,
big lips,
eyes,
perfect skin,
thighs.
Y'all don't want to see it on the originator.
Come on, now.
Y'all don't want to see the man. Get the fuck out, man. Shout out to Lupita. Lupita, Helen of Troy, Nyong'o. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna redo all the shit.
We're gonna do a black recast of the fucking Odyssey.
We're gonna do a black recast of the Odyssey. We're gonna do a black recast of Troy.
Yeah.
We're gonna recast it all. Diane Kruger's she's a looker as well. Yeah, like tough to play Helen of Troy. Anybody playing Helen of Troy?
Okay,
like
but would we do if we're doing the recast of Troy? Are we doing it back in 2001 or whenever it came out? Or are we doing it right now?
Just real quick before we even do it, who is Black Achilles? Who plays Achilles? Who right now? If you're casting Black Achilles, well, we are on another midnight tangent. I'm sorry,
Damson.
Like,
wait, but Achilles got to be just like the hottest brother.
Is Damson or Michael?
Yeah,
Michael could be Achilles. Michael is a good.
Then
Achilles.
who plays Hector?
That's probably Damson.
Hector's good for Damson.
Wait, what about Aaron Pierre for Achilles?
That could work.
That's good. That's good.
That could work because they had Brad. Think about who Brad was when.
That's what I'm saying.
That's got to be Brad.
You got to who's the man is Michael.
Yeah, it got to be MJ.
It's Michael.
It got to be MJ.
Who's Paris? That's gonna be the one. Niggas not gonna want to play Paris, man. I mean, they're gonna want to play Paris.
Not Paris. He's probably Damson.
Damson not playing.
Can't do that to Damson.
Damson not playing Paris.
What?
Damson not playing Paris.
Well, who's pretty right now? Like, who's the pretty black boy right now?
The pretty black boy. Jesus Christ.
Because right, man.
It was Orlando, right? Wait, Orlando. Am I mistaken? Was Orlando?
You sound like Calvin Candy. Who's the who is the pretty black boy?
We're way off. We're way out of here.
We gotta go. We'll do this. We're gonna have an Odyssey recast. We're gonna recast the whole fucking thing. Since y'all mad about Lupita, we're gonna recast the whole fucking
Get ready.
thing. Who can I get to come on that show?
Yeah,
who can we book? Let me see.
I'm saying Orlando Bloom was Paris. That's a pretty dude. So
Orlando Bloom. Yeah, I feel like Paris.
Aleya shouted out Lakeith again.
Lakeith. Okay,
as Paris.
He's not playing Paris. But Orlando Bloom, nice guy. I think Paris followed him.
Ooh, I actually know who could play Paris.
Who? Shamik?
Give me Donald Glover.
Donald Glover as Paris. Donald Glover ain't playing Paris.
Why would you even bring Shameik into this?
Why would
bro?
you bring up Shameik?
He having a bad
Shameik.
time right now, man.
What's going on with Shameik?
What happened with Shameik? I didn't see
That
it.
tweet.
I think the tweet is something about some Spider-Man thing. I can't.
No,
Like,
I
didn't
wrong.
get the
I read that
now-
as vague posting. As
It's,
he
it's
really-
vague posted apparently like something about like he was in the comments talking about like how he signed stuff for people. So maybe it's like something got taken out of context, at least for him, and then people were mad at him about it. So he tweeted about it. But I had it's literally like the Streisand effect. 'Cause I had no idea what was going on until y'all put the tweet in my face, and I was like, "Ah, man, should be going through it again."
I would say
Tough
this
for our guy, man.
we out of here. He's not wrong. He is Miles Morales right now. For
Yeah.
sure.
But
He's
I
Miles Morales.
read that as vague posting as like, oh yeah,
He
they
is
definitely cast Miles
animated.
Morales, and it's not him.
Miles Morales.
Well, there's
Animated
no
Miles,
is
but
there a
there's no
live action Miles
So
Morales?
there's only one Miles Morales. He's Miles Morales.
Yeah, but motherfucker, you about to be 40. It's okay. They going.
He not- they not gonna put him in the suit, man.
You know
Come
what, man?
on.
What?
On Friday, you gotta go. On Friday, the House of R revisits The Dark Knight. We'll be back next week with the finale of The Boys, the series finale of The Boys. On Wednesday, the Midnight Boys, or is that 2 weeks?
No, Wednesday is
No,
the
next week is the
finale,
finale.
and then Friday
Yeah.
is Mando and Grogu.
Okay. Next Wednesday, The Boys give the instant reactions to the series finale of Boys, Mando and Grogu. Next week, we've seen that pretty soon. Our producers today are Aleya Zenieris, Devon, Baroldi, Jomi, Adeniran on socials. Hashtag
Milfman Jomi?
Milfman
I didn't
Jomi.
get, yeah.
Milfman Jomi. Hashtag Milfman Jomi. Milfy Milky. Milfy Milky Jomi.
Oh wow,
Milky
you
Milky.
did it better than me.
And our additional production from Arjuna Ramgopowell. Chuck, take us out.
Lupita is beautiful. The final season of The Boy kind of sucks. And shout out to all the mothers out there.
Okay.
If you'd like to fuck.